So if you aren't aware, Columbia 300 is officially retired as of a week ago. I decided to get the Piranha Solid as the last Columbia 300 ball of mine. So this isn't officially the last ball. The last ball was the Pulse Hybrid that only Buffett Distribution sold up in Canada. And I believe the price came out to like 250, 260 American dollars, which is a little bit more than I wanted to pay. Really cool looking ball. It's a white ball. I'll put it right up there for you so you can see what it looks like. It made a limited quantity and it sold out within, I think, a day or two. Sold out really quick. But as soon as I got word that Columbia 300 is officially retiring, that same day I decided to buy the Piranha Solid that you see here. So the Piranha Solid is a throwback. Columbia 300 has been doing a lot of retro balls lately, and I think that's what they've been doing to try to probably save the company, which didn't end up working. So unfortunately, Columbia 300, they haven't really sold much lately in the last few years. I think their brand just kind of gone downhill. Even though they make them at the same factory as all the other Brunswick brand balls down in Mexico, with the same material pretty much, I think the name is what gave him the curse of just not being able to sell that many balls. So Columbia 300 doesn't exactly roll off the tongue as well as Hammer, but it's sad because Columbia 300 was some of my favorite balls and some of the best balls actually paired well with me. So I've got 40 plus balls. Some of my best balls are Columbia 300. My very first ball back in the late 80s was a Columbia 300. I couldn't tell you what kind of ball it was. It was just a straight ball. It was probably an old white dot, but it was my very first ball. So I kind of have a little history with Columbia 300 going way back. So this is a treat to get one of the last balls that they make. I don't know if they're still making these or not, but there should be plenty left. So if you want to get one, you could probably still get one at this point. I don't think they're completely sold out yet, but vibrant orange is the color. I'll kind of I'll put all the specs right up here for you. So it's Piranha Solid. The weight is 15 pounds, 2 ounces. I got a top weight of 2.5 ounces. The dot is 2 to 3 inches. The cover stock is Hyperflex Solid. The ball finish 500, 1500 grit Sierre. The RG is 2.55, so pretty high RG. And the diff is 0.043, so it's a symmetrical. I've been hearing from everybody that has this ball that it's very strong. So the only other Piranha that I have is the Green Pearl, right? The power core. So if you know anything about this ball, this does not have the power core. I believe it has the older style core to it. So I'm kind of curious to see how this thing will work for me. It absolutely smells like petroleum. There is definitely no HK22C in this thing. There's no citrus smell at all. It smells like pure gasoline. But it is very bright orange, as you can see. You definitely might mistake this for a house ball if you don't know what you're looking for. But pretty cool ball. So we're going to drill this up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 60 by 4 by 30 on this. And see, and I think that should be a pretty good layout for me. If it's a little too weak, I'll just put some service on it. I don't think it'll be too weak because everybody that's been telling me about this ball say it's ridiculously strong. So we'll see. The cool thing about Columbia 300, once again, just like Deviate and all the rest of the Deviate or the Brunswick brands, it has the dot technology in there, which means if I ever wanted to drill into that hole, I can. This is technically the pin location, right? So there's your actual pin, but this is the one you can actually drill through and you won't void the warranty, which is pretty cool. So I think they tried to get that new logo. That's their new logo. I think once they were bought, they kind of changed it a little bit from the older one, that one. And it just didn't seem to work. Didn't seem to allow the company to survive, unfortunately, but this is I paid full price for this, $159. I don't normally pay full price for bowling balls. If you know me and you know my channel, I usually buy surprise balls or highly discounted balls or discontinued balls. But since this is one of Columbia 300's last balls and I'm a huge fan, I'm one of the rare fans. So I decided to get this and pick it up. So I'm glad I did. I'm excited to roll this thing. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to lay it out, we're going to drill it, and we're going to take it down to a local alley and see what we can do with it. So I decided to use a black Jopo and black turbos. I figured it'd be pretty clean with the black logo. All right, there's our layout. And there we go. One Columbia 300 Piranha drilled up. Gonna bring it over to the table here. Clean the holes, a little bit of isopropyl alcohol here. Gonna do a rasp of the Jopo real fast. All right, we'll do a test fit here. Bam, test fit's good. Let's do a pitch test, just for fun. All right, 5/16, 5/16. We've got 3/8. Boom. And we got 5/16. Bam. Okay, let's do the thumb. Should have 1/4. 1/4 on the dot, and 1/8. Bam. 1/8, perfect. This ball looks pretty sharp. You know, I thought it was going to be really ugly being bright orange, but seeing it up close in person and with the black grips, this ball is pretty tough looking. People are definitely going to know what it is. Line it up. Press down. Bam. That's it. That's all you have to do. Is one drop of glue. Like literally one drop. And that's it. Make sure they're all flush still. Last thing we do is do a test fit of the Jopo here. Bam, nice and flush. And there you go, folks. We got one drilled up Piranha solid one of Columbia 300's last balls he ever produced. And so I'm very excited to see what we can do with this thing. Very pretty ball. Like I said, I thought it was going to look ugly being orange, but it actually is growing on me, and that looks pretty darn cool. All right, so the drilling portion was fast forwarded, but it took me about 23 minutes total from out of box to get it completely drilled up. So not too shabby. And I'm excited to go see what this thing can do down at the alley. Let's go check it out. All right, so I put up 3 games with this out at Paddock post league, and I think the first game was like a 194, and then the subsequent games were 202. I got 2 scores that are exactly the same. Kind of an interesting shape. So it's a very easy shape going down lane. It's nothing too dramatic. I would say this would be a good control piece if you're looking for a control piece. So another thing I did, if you can tell this ball's a little shiny right now, is I threw some polish on it, and I used it the next day in Napa League for game 3 just to see how it would react with a little bit of polish on it. And it shaped pretty good. I got a 196. Pretty much my average is 190. So getting my average, nothing too spectacular. I think I missed a spare or 2. So you definitely know what ball's being rolled when you pull this out. Not to be mistaken with a house ball. So this thing definitely reeks of gasoline still. There's a few bowling balls out there that just absolutely reek of petroleum product. This is one of them, unfortunately. They decided not to put any kind of scent in this one. So I'm going to throw some more games with this thing. It's not exactly my favorite shape for a bowling ball. I'm more of an asymmetrical, kind of sharp back end, but I was just kind of curious to see what this ball would do. I may have to slow my speed down a little bit to get a little bit more shape out of it. But it was giving me some very weird strikes down in Napa. It wasn't exactly 10 in the pit all the time, but it was giving me some strikes. So I definitely want to give this some more love and see exactly how it'll shape for me in the future. Initial reactions, I'm not too impressed with this ball, to be honest with you. I'm going to play around with the surface with a little bit more oil, so I may bring the surface down to 1,000. I know it comes with surface at 1,500. Maybe bring it down to 1,000, 1,200, see what that does in a little bit heavier oil. But as far as putting polish on it, it's a nice control piece for Napa. I could probably use this a little bit more in Napa, to be honest with you. So like I said, Napa doesn't put out a lot of oil. Napa, we can roll pearls game 1. So I decided what the hell, threw some polish on it. Let me know if you guys are getting this ball or you plan to get it, since it is Columbia 300's last ball that they made. And for all those that do have this ball, let me know how you like the shape of it and what your rev rate is, what your speed is going down lane. I'm kind of curious to see how this works for different style of bowlers. So if you like the video, make sure to give me a like, comment down below, and be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.